Well, hello everybody. James is back doing another Linux video finally. Yeah, it took me a very long time to come back to these just because of all the move and everything that was going on, so I apologize for that. But there's also a little bit of me just kind of being a little burnt out in all the Linux distros because there was just a huge period of growth during the last 6 months to a year. And by growth, I think I mean more. There's been a big change, a big upheaval. Things have been being reworked. Things have been modified a whole bunch. We got a new Linux kernel, a new major Linux kernel revision, kernel 6. Which I believe was actually in some of the videos, but not in some of the others, because that's just how new it was. So we've reached a point where now I feel a little bit more comfortable talking about Linux distros again, just because I don't want to give off a video talking about the bleeding edge of how the technology is currently working, when it's not really fair to the average user who might just be using it to browse the web and shitpost on Reddit and everything in between. So I gave it some time. Everything's stable now. A lot of my issues that I've previously talked about are now better, but they're replaced with weirder and different issues, and I love it, and I'm totally not frustrated by it, and that's why it took me 2 full days to record this video. That's fine. Who's counting? So yeah, I wanted to introduce you guys to Garuda Linux. Garuda Linux is a Arch-based distribution that is hashtag by gamers for gamers. For better or worse, and a lot of times, personally, I think it leans more towards the worse, but we'll get into that. I downloaded the Dragonized KDE version because it's based on KDE 6, and also because it has numbers in the name, so, you know, it's gotta be cool, right? I'm hip, I know how things work. So here we are. As far as I can tell, it's just a skin. So if you don't want the skin version, you can probably just get the normal one. Again, I didn't really care. I was just like, this looks like fun, whatever. So we're here. This is actually installed on my, this is not a virtual machine. This is actually on my daily driver computer. So if you want a refresher, let me go ahead and open up terminal because I did a cool thing. And by cool thing, I mean, I'm really lame. So this is my system. I actually do have some complaints that I would like to talk about, but that's okay. We're going to start off with me making this bigger so y'all can actually see. So the first thing that you're probably going to notice is like how themed this OS is, and I'm already running into a problem that I was going to talk about later. That's fine. The big thing that you're probably going to notice is how themed the OS is. It's very Mac OS-y, and they are proud to tell you that on their website. Some windows are transparent. As you can see here, the start menu is entirely transparent, and it's fucking impossible to see anything behind it. Most of the windows were themed that way when I first installed the application. No, even this is, I swear that's a different level of transparency. I'm not going to get into that right now, but there was also this weird blur effect. I think it was trying to emulate like rack focus from like a camera system, like whenever the camera switches focus from the person in the foreground to the person in the background. So you'd click on you click on a foreground window and it would blur the background, and it was horribly obnoxious and looked like shit. So I turned that off, and I've tried to de-transparentsize everything that I can. This is what Dolphin looks like now because of me transparentizing this. Yeah, like seriously, the transparency is so bad that if you have anything behind it, you straight up just can't read, and everything was like that. So all right, well, this is twice now that I've accidentally done this. We're going to talk about the Mac OS theming because this is not working now. That's actually worrisome. I don't know if I can get out of this now because the shortcut's not working. Okay, so going back to the whole Mac OS theming thing, every time you open up a window, I'm going to open up console again just because it's here, and it didn't remember my zoom settings, so that's cool. Anyway, so we've got our 3 little dots here. So these are just like Mac OS, except that these 2 are in inverted order, and I click them wrong every single time, and it drives me nuts. Probably fix that in the menu, but I just want to point that out. Muscle memory has been biting me in the ass. And it's really bad because there's a bug in the overlay here. So this top bar here, where I think this is actually a deeper rooted KDE 6 bug, which whenever I go full screen with an application, it seems like the top bar, if it's on this monitor, doesn't recognize that the application is full screen. It doesn't give me the menu buttons. But if I full screen it on my other monitor, this monitor gets the menu buttons. And I'll show you what I mean. So you've already seen a few times where I go full screen and then everything is just still kind of transparent up there. That, first off, that looks like shit, but also B, I now just can't leave this. If you do Alt and the arrow keys, why does that not work anymore? That's like a universal. That has been like my one trick to get out of this. Oh, that's. Do I have another key that's been held down? I probably should have rebooted before I did this video, but then I was concerned that other bugs would get me, which we'll also talk about. I love that I have to fucking kill because I can't do anything. Okay, emoji selector, sure, fine. This works for my example. I don't know how I pulled that up. Must have been a key combination. Anyway, so you've got exit, full screen, minimize. So those are supposed to be on the bar up here. Now, if I take this window and I move it up to my other monitor that you guys can't see, and I full screen it, you'll notice down here all of a sudden this bar goes opaque like it's supposed to, and the menu buttons are there, and I can actually interact with it. I can close, I can minimize, I can do whatever. That doesn't happen, so I'm gonna come back down, go full screen. We're gonna go full screen here, and that just doesn't happen. So I now have no way of exiting this. What I used to be able to do is I used to be able to hit Alt on one of the arrow keys, and what that's supposed to do is like a universal shortcut. Is that's supposed to snap whatever application, like whatever full screen application is, to that part of the screen. So if I hit down arrow, it's supposed to snap it to just the bottom half, which restores the menu selector. Can't do that anymore. Oh, emoji responder just crashed. That's fine. That actually works out in my favor, so we'll do that. There's a lot of little bugs like that. I've also found that I'm going to go ahead and open up Steam because there's a really funny bug that it does, which I hope it's going to do, which means it's probably not going to do it now. But there's a deeper level KDE bug is again what I think I'm dealing with on this one too, where KDE doesn't seem to remember. Go away, private conversation. KDE doesn't seem to remember like which monitor is actually the main monitor. Like even though I have this bottom one that you're looking at set as my default monitor, I feel like it still thinks the other monitor is the default. So I have to like go in and swap them around, swap them back, and things start working. So what I mean by that is, so if I click on friends here, oh, it's actually going to work now. Oh, that's so upsetting. Sometimes Windows will open on my other monitor, even though this one is set as the primary, and that includes things like the Steam overlay friends list, or achievement things, whatever will pop up on my secondary monitor rather than the primary. Or I hit these menu options and those menus pop up on the top monitor, not the bottom monitor. Just weird shit like that. And of course now that's not happening, so it's fine. That was probably... I wonder if that's because I changed my desktop arrangement while Steam is open. So let's see if I can force that to happen. So if I go to here, so it's not set to primary, so I'm going to set it to primary, hit apply, come back here, set it to primary, and hit apply. So you can notice that the taskbar itself does move when I do that, so it is doing it. But now if I go to friends, it's still going to fucking work first try, and I look like I'm insane. That's fine. That's kind of been my experience with Dragonized KDE so far. It's getting really annoying because sometimes I just get bugs that are really consistent, and sometimes they're really consistent until I want them to be, and then they're not consistent. So the big thing there is the menu bar, obviously. I wonder if now that I've done that, does that fix the menu bar? Let me what's an application I can afford to go full screen with that won't fuck me over? What is this? Snapper tools? Oh yeah, let me just randomly authenticate strange applications that I don't know what they do. Okay, Garuda, welcome. I can full screen this. Oh, look at that, it fixed it! So now I actually have the menu button down here. Okay, so I'm glad I got that on camera, so hopefully you guys believe me now that things are just inconsistent and weird. But watch this, I bet you if I full screen this one, it won't work. God damn it does work. Okay, well, that's fine. Ay. Again, I don't think a lot of these are the fault of Dragonized specifically, or I don't even think they're the fault of Garuda specifically. I think they're the fault of KDE, because KDE 6 just came out, and that's a massive rewrite, and it's got a bunch of back-end changes. So take from that what you will. The reason why I'm pointing these out, first and foremost, before we get into the stuff that I really like, is because I want you guys to understand the point of view that I'm coming from, because I came from a point of view where like I straight up couldn't game in Linux at all because I was having bizarre compositor bugs and things like that. That's not fixed for the most part, but now that what's getting me is it's like the inverse, where the actual thing that I want to do works for the most part, and the general using of the computer kind of doesn't. And that's really, really, really frustrating for an average user. Like I would not want to give this to anybody and tell them to use it as their daily driver, just because of how inconsistent and buggy and just not working some of the things are. And that's even ignoring some of the baffling design decisions, which, again, we can get into in a little bit here. But yeah, I don't really expect the average user to want to mess with this because it's just so frustrating. And it's a shame, because this is some of the best gaming experience I've had on Linux to date. There are some issues that just come down to philosophical debates, I guess, is going to be where that heads into. We can go ahead and start talking about gaming now. So, gaming. Obviously, this thing is built for gaming, first and foremost, and that's shown in the installer. The installer lets you install a whole bunch of crap, which I actually kind of want to complain about as well, too, because the Linux installer, in my opinion, should be fairly minimal, fairly lightweight. It should be there just to kind of get what you want accomplished and get out. I'm not saying that they shouldn't include things like wine out of the box. I think that's a great addition for a gaming-focused Linux distribution. What I am saying is don't fucking have wine running on the live ISO. Like, don't do that. That's just a waste of time. It's a waste of my processing power because every time I boot up the live distro, I have to wait for wine to build its thing, and then that just makes the installer take longer, and just like all this, it's not necessary. And that's kind of the theme that we're going to experience a lot with Garuda, or specifically Dragonized KDE, I guess, is there's a ton of things that just aren't necessary that I feel like are the creator just kind of creating an OS for himself and then just being like, yeah, whatever, you peasants can enjoy this too. Here you go. Kind of like, it just feels very not thought through, and it feels very homebrew in a bad way. Which is not to diminish the overall goals and successes and whatever of the project currently, because it is well done. There's just a lot of weird, baffling decisions that are made. So I would prefer seeing a lot of that stuff being in an after installer kind of secondary out of box experience, whatever you want to call it, kind of launcher, which is really funny because there is one. And in here includes other stuff that isn't included in the installer. But why are you including them here if they're included in the installer? Is it so that way people can easily reinstall it if they uninstall it during the ISO installation process? In which case, don't fucking put it on the installer in the first place, because we can just install everything here, because we're probably gonna have to come here to install more stuff. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's not thought through. There's just little weird stuff like that, but so there was that element of it, and the install took forever because of it, like having to install like Heroic Game Launcher and Mini Galaxy. I haven't installed or uninstalled anything. This is all the stuff that came out of the box with. So like, it just freaking takes forever to install for no reason. Like what even is this Anti-Micro X? What even is that? I don't know. Display cal. Okay. So here's a good point. I can't right click, I can't left click, I can't do it. The only thing I can do is enable or disable. There's no information about what any of these are. So like, again, it's a good theory, but like, you're not, like, it's not thought through. If I was a user, I would want to be able to at the very least hover over these and get a tooltip about what the hell the thing does. Because if it's not there, then I don't want it. Like, what the hell is Game Conqueror? Polychromatic? Probably, just given the fact that it's a mouse and keyboard, it looks like it might be something to control RGB on my stuff, which is cool. But like, AnyDesk, I know what AnyDesk is, but to anybody who doesn't know what AnyDesk is, looking at this is like, what the hell is this? It's two squares. That doesn't make any sense. Like, Minetest? What the hell? So there's like a Minecraft clone that's included? This is just taking up time that doesn't need to be there. I also like that DOSBox is the only emulator that's installed out of the box, which is like, okay, I get it. It's just a weird choice. Anyway, I've done enough ranting about the out-of-box experience. I wish a lot of it was more just in the out-of-box experience, and I got to customize things a lot more, and it didn't take as much time to install, but that's neither here nor there. We're here now. Let's talk about gaming. So, gaming performance. This distro will, out of the box, use Wayland as its compositor. That's both a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because haha new. It's also a bad thing because haha new. So, I get some weird latency with Wayland. I will say that my frame rate issues, like I said earlier, they're fixed now. So I can actually play the games and everything's fine, everything's great. But there is just some weird latency that I just cannot shake, and it's driving me nuts. It's making it really hard to play some games. Anyway, I might as well show you what the process of gaming on Garuda is like. I thought about installing Hitman 3 because that was a game that I had previously demonstrated. I also thought about installing Master Chief Collection, which is also a game that I previously demonstrated. But then I was like, if I install both those games, that's going to be 2/3 of the hard drive space I have available, and I'd like to like actually play games on this thing. So I installed the games that I actually want to play. Shocker, I know. So I'm going to start with Doom Eternal, just because the game runs really well. It is a shooter, which is, you know, something that I personally like. It allows a high frame rate gaming. It allows smooth gaming. It's got lots of options. It's customizable, blah, blah, blah. You guys get the point. Let me enable window capture so the frame rate is decent for you guys. Oh, helps if I actually turn on the window capture. There we go. Okay. Oh boy, do I get the mouse bug now? Oh, do I get to show off the mouse bug? Oh, yes. Does the keyboard work? Okay, cool. So there's this fun bug that I get sometimes where I think it's because Linux is seeing my Razer keyboard as a mouse. There seems to be something weird where if my Logitech mouse is not the first mouse that the game detects, my mouse is just shoved in the upper right-hand corner and constantly spins at it like in a crazy velocity. So if I ever get in game, I literally just spin around in a circle. I'm sure many of you have experienced things like that before, where like your sensitivity is too high and like the slightest movement, you just do nothing but accidental spin bot. The only way that I've found to do it is I have to move the USB port that whatever device is not working is plugged into, and that like re-enumerates things, and then things just kind of work. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, I'll move my mouse to the other USB port. Oh, does it have to be a unique USB port every time? Is that the problem? Because like it's really frustrating because like on my desktop, obviously you've seen my mouse work. Yeah, it's just not working yet. Okay. Okay, did that work? No, that one didn't work. Maybe I have to do both my keyboard and a mouse? Good thing I have a KVM here. Oh, okay, yep. So my mouse is back. Now does my keyboard work? Okay, cool, because that was also a problem I'd have. So apparently if I put it on my KVM that time and just switched inputs and switched it back and that made it work. Don't really know what's going on there. I just know it's extremely frustrating. So I do want to demonstrate that I am running. Turn down my speakers a little bit here. I apologize if you guys hear any bleed into the mic. Hey, wearing headphones. Screw that. I'm too pretty for headphones. Yeah, so I just want to demonstrate that VSync is off. Unfortunately, I don't really have a way to show how bad it is. But like, even though VSync is off, I'm pretty sure the OS is still applying OS level VSync. With previous versions of Wayland, or rather with previous versions of X11, you can force the compositor into different compositor modes to reduce system latency. That doesn't seem to be an option in Wayland. It seems like they have like a forced universal VSync, which is weird because the desktop does not have the same latency. So something else is going on here that I can't really figure out. I all tabbed out, by the way. I don't know if no, because if I leave that enabled, it just shows a black screen. So sorry, bear with me a second while I. There we go. In fact, actually, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say. Okay, there you go. So that should help with smoothness a little bit there. So yeah, so like there is an option here for adaptive sync. If I set it to always, my monitor flickers, which of course it's not going to do now. Oh yeah, there it goes. It's flickering like a motherfucker right now. And it only does it whenever the monitor refreshes. So if I move my mouse, like it flickers like crazy, like my eyes hurt. But in game, it doesn't really seem to have much of an effect on latency, which is frustrating. And also it doesn't seem to be working. So I'm not sure if with Wayland, in order to get the benefits of FreeSync, I have to now turn VSync on, which I guess I'll do. Or triple buffering. No, it's better than it was. The latency is absolutely better. Like if I needed to describe it, like imagine like playing on like a kind of laggy HD TV, like imagine you're playing like on a Samsung TV or whatever, and then like it's playable, but like the lag is like pretty bad, so you don't really want to play shooters on it, but like you're okay with playing other games on it. And then you turn on game mode, and then it becomes like, okay, well I can kind of play shooters on this now. I'm just going to be kind of like sad the whole time. That's the latency pocket where I'm at right now. Where it's like, okay, I can probably do it, but like I still feel like something is not correct. Like if I had to put a finger on the number, I would say that there's probably at least an extra frame, maybe 2 frames of latency, whereas before it was like 3 to 5. Like it's bad. It's really bad. Latency is very bad. Like I'll play a little bit just to. I know it's not really gonna be able to show latency all that much, so bear with me. But I'm just apologizing in advance for my gameplay because of how bad and delayed things are. Oh yeah, let me get some of that boomer juice. Let's see, what are we drinking today? We got a Java Monster Mean Bean if you want to drink along, and I've also definitely in my other cup totally got water. As far as YouTube is concerned, it's definitely water. I wouldn't dare drink whiskey on a show like this. Okay, so as you can see, if there are any dropped frames, I apologize. It's probably just more due to the fact that I'm recording with OBS on the same computer that I'm playing on. OBS kind of sucks. Don't at me. The game looks nice. It feels really nice and solid because it is V-synced. Which, don't get me wrong, like if you're somebody who plays shooters with V-sync on, then like you'll. Oh, I'm stuck. Okay. If you're somebody who plays shooters with VSync on, you probably won't notice much issues, and you'll be like, James, there's no latency here, what are you talking about? In which I say, okay, just because you don't experience it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. But like I can't play shooters with VSync on. I feel like I'm drunk when I try to play a shooter with VSync on. Like it messes with my aim too much, and there's too much of a delay. But like, yeah, this is playable. As long as I'm not... Come on, come down here. Ugh. Like, I'm still getting headshots and such. Oh, I just boosted right off the edge there, because I'm really good. I'm not sure if it's coming across in the video about my playing here, but like, man, I feel like I'm just like a second behind everything. I can never get my mouse to be exactly where I want it to be when I want it to be. But again, compare this to last time, where like the stuttering and everything was just completely unplayable. This is a rock solid, silky smooth 60 FPS. I have no complaints about that. It's just the latency that's the issue. Come on. Come on. Take me to the sweet release of death. Ugh. Oh. Oh, that platform rose back up really quick. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah. But yeah, I hate to sound like a broken record and just keep repeating the same thing about, oh, performance is great, it just feels like shit to play. But like that's just kind of where I'm at right now, and now my monitor is flickering. That's great. I gotta turn that to automatic. Great, and then I just accented it again, but now this time the menu works, so I can minimize, so that's fine. I'm really glad that I got that working. Well, I say I got that working. Can I? Okay, that was weird. See what I mean? Just weird little things like that where I clicked the button and it just didn't close. Don't want to go fuck myself. Now, as far as running native games are concerned, native to Linux games typically run pretty well. I haven't really had too much of an issue with... I mean, TF2 is probably the only one that I've really played. I did try playing the native version of Metro 2033, but I found out that it actually runs better if you run the Windows version. Okay, cool. Are we just not working now? No, we're working now. It just decided not to the first time. That's fine. The only other game that I've tried the native version of, why is it running through, no, cancel. Why is it running through Wine? Why is Wine running right now? No, stop. I don't understand. Why are we running through Wine? It's supposed to be running the native version. Oh my god. So you see what I mean about how just little weird things happen? Okay, so here's a fun puzzle. Forced use of a specific Steam Play compatibility tool is turned off, which means that it should be using the native version, which it's definitely not. That's fun. Is that a Steam bug? When this thing works, it's really cool. I'm just running into a lot of weird issues with it that are very frustrating trying to play. I just want to sit down and I just want to play video games. I don't want to sit around and mess with stuff all day just trying to get things to work, you know? All right, well, I don't know how much I'm cutting out of the last segment, but basically, Metro 2033 just stopped working on me while I was in the middle of recording. I don't know what the deal was. I actually had some issues with GameScope because I was trying to play the game in ultra wide. It doesn't really matter. Basically, I was just trying to use GameScope to scale and got everything working. I had to install a custom version because the Git repository that's on the AUR right now is poorly maintained, and true Arch Linux user fashion, he is just ignoring what everyone tells him that he has the wrong dependency set. So I had to download it, manually edit it, cool, installed fine, worked great, took a break, went to go get something to drink, came back, now it just doesn't work at all. So we're just going to move on to another game now. And we're going to try a little bit of Pal World. I'm going to show you guys how this works. And this is now running very slowly, so I'm starting to think something else is going on with my computer. Well, my computer's currently sitting at 99% CPU utilization, so that's interesting. Maybe that's where the problem is. That could just be the shaders here. That could be something else going on. So I haven't actually tried to play Pal World on this yet. I booted it up to make sure my graphics settings were fine, my saves were there, which they are, which is cool, but which I'm okay with. Just wanted to show off that, yes, it, oh, we're getting some weird mouse bugs. I can't look left, I can't do a full 360, I can only go in this tiny little window. Oh, okay, well, I don't know if that's, the game or if that's, hang on. No, that's got to be something on the Linux side because it's snapping around to random. Oh, I wonder if it's like the same like mouse issue that I was having. Oh, dude, that is... Now I can't look down. I can only look up. Now I can look down again. Now I can't look down again. Oh, this is really cool. Oh yeah, this is awesome. I would totally play a full game like this. This definitely isn't seizure inducing in the slightest. I just want to play video games. Just let me play video games. Let's try a little bit of Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter should run perfectly fine with no issues whatsoever. I don't have my gamepad near me. Oh boy. I just bought this like a few days ago. So like I played it on my Steam Deck last night while going to bed. I have no idea what I'm doing. Played a little bit of Monster Hunter World like 2 years ago. So I have like a vague idea of what I'm doing, but I don't actually know what I'm doing. So oh hey, my keyboard shortcut works again. Oh, also turns out I'm stupid. It's Windows key? I swear it was Alt. I swear on my life it was Alt. We're gonna wait for 20 hours while this takes forever to load for no reason. Oh, I didn't turn on Mango HUD. Oh, whoops. Now people won't know what my frame rate is. Oh no! Whatever will I do? Don't worry, this is a very poorly paced 30 FPS intro scene for no reason. It's like that on my Steam Deck too, so once you get in game, it's fine. It's an interesting choice. See, now we're at 60 again. Okay, and my mouse doesn't work. I can't look around. I doubt that is a. So it works whenever I pause, but in game. Oh no, there we go. Okay, might have just been a game bug then. I don't know. Funnily enough, the latency on this one is actually really, really, really good. Like, this is totally playable. This is actually kind of a little bit better than it is on my Steam Deck, if I'm being honest.
Alright, let's see what we have.
Bullfango? Okay, sure. Yes, this game's running, like, actually, like, perfectly fine. I actually kind of want to figure out what frame rate it's running at, because if it's running over 60, that might explain the latency thing. But also, it's kind of weird that this one is basically perfect, whereas Doom Eternal was not. If anything, I feel like it should be the other way around. Oh, can I not, like, suspend? Oh, that's kind of annoying. Pause the game during request. What happens if I just Alt F4 right now? Do I get in trouble?
Hey.
Alright, so we're running at a locked 60. Do I have VSync on? If I do, that's really cool. If not, then maybe the game just has naturally good frame pacing. which Doom Eternal does as well too, which is why I'm confused. Oh no, I can feel myself getting addicted to this game very easily. Let me just do that. Okay. I can't move my character while I'm comboing. So it's like, even though I'm comboing, I can be a little bit more nimble. I do have to commit. I like how I'm talking about all this. Like I'm gonna include all of this in the video. Who knows? Maybe I'll do some Discord extras and just cut out all the game segments and talk with y'all. In fact, yeah, you know what? Let's do that. So I don't know how many other games I'm gonna play. I'll play a little bit, but I'll cut them all out. They'll either be separate videos, they'll be just for the Discord, or they will be one gigantic video. Wait, hang on. How do I drop egg? No, I wish to no longer be holding egg. What is the... Okay, hang on. Let me just stand right here, baiting combat. Come hit me. Man, if only I paid attention, I actually might be able to do shit. Okay, well, combat has started now officially. Yeah, dude, this is easy. Like, come on. Can't I fast travel? I can. Oh no, the egg exploded! God, I love when video games immediately punish me for my hubris. It's wonderful. Alright, well, this will probably be where the main video picks back up. So hello everybody, welcome back. I hope y'all have gotten like a decent idea of like how like good the games are. Like Monster Hunter Rise just out of the box just worked fine. There was no latency, everything was perfect. Like that was actually very, very, very enjoyable. It's strange that Doom Eternal has the weird latency on it. It might be something with like one of the game settings. Maybe it's because it presents from compute and that adds additional frames of latency that hurt on Proton more than they do on Windows. I don't know. I need to look into that. I will say that I know that there is a native build because Doom Eternal was on Stadia, which means that there is a Linux port. They just haven't released it publicly for one reason or another. I'm assuming that there's licensing deals behind that prevent that. But Stadia also doesn't exist anymore, so maybe it's more of a business decision. I don't know. Pal World was weirdly broken. Metro 23 was also weirdly broken. Doom Eternal is kind of broken. Monster Hunter worked fucking phenomenally. And that's the cool thing about... Oh, I forgot that I didn't switch the game capture. Let me flip that back here. Yeah, everything just kind of works fucking phenomenally. Everything is wonderful when it works. When it doesn't work, it's a complete shit show and it's a nightmare. But as a whole, this works great. And like I just kind of just want to like play video games now, like after playing that. Let's see. What's another fun game that we can try playing? We can try playing a really old game. We'll play some Stalker because that's a CD key that I now have to blur out. Thank you. Where to close that? Stalker was originally a hardcore PC title. Early 2000s survival horror shooter scavenger kind of game. I more just wanted to see if this would actually just work, and it seems like it will just fine. I have no intention of actually playing this because again, it is a very, 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 very hardcore survivalist kind of game, and you need to be in the right mindset for that. You need to be in the right environment for that. So put your headphones on, enjoy the soundscape. Get ready to suck. Get ready to die a lot.
Besides, keeping you busy might be a good way to deal with your amnesia.
Yeah, okay, sure. I have amnesia. That's cool. Yeah, this works totally fine. That's pretty cool. Didn't expect that. I mean, I say that I didn't expect that. Proton's really good about older games. I didn't expect that one in particular because it is a very old, janky game, and I've had a lot of weird, random issues that have prevented some games from working. Speaking of games that are weird and janky and have some strange issues, my summer car. There's a cool thing now where, for some reason, this is the only time I've ever had to do this. I have to go here to force the use of a specific Steam Play compatibility tool and set it to the version of Proton that I want. I think it's because Boxtron is alphabetically showing first in the list, so it's trying to launch everything in the DOSBox compatibility layer, which is like fucking things up. I don't know. I need to look into that, but that's another weird thing. We'll play a few more games. And just to show off that, like, yeah, it, for the most part, does just kind of work. Oh, yeah. I haven't played this game in fucking forever. This was a fun stream game. If I ever start streaming again, this is the game that we're gonna do. All right, I forgot I have to enter name. Fuckberg. Johanni. I am Johanni Fuckberg. That's definitely absolutely not a very Finnish name. Oh right, I forgot. This game opens with you being born in the back of a car. Forgot about that. And my monitor is... Oh, they've updated this game a little bit since I've last played it. Oh, okay. Oh, sensitivity is like extremely high. There we go. Now we're gaming. Okay. Dirtbag. I don't remember there being a dirtbag. Actually, I do vaguely remember there being a dirtbag, but I don't think you could do anything with it, right? Oh. Oh, apparently I can. Hang on. No, I want to enter driving mode. How do I... Let me take the kickstand off. Yeah? How do I... yeah? Okay. Cool. How do I... use objects F. I was doing that and it wasn't working. Oh, there's a zoom button there. That's cool. Okay, see, we're good. Now let me in. Why can't I enter driving mode on this? Is there a detail that I'm missing? I don't know. Maybe it's out of gas or something. Where's the van? I want to go for a beer run. I'm thirsty. Realistic head bob. Yeah, there we go. Drive safely. Psh. Open your door. Is there nobody home? Haha, ding dong ditched you. Oh, it's in the van. Is the van in the barn here? Is that right? I vaguely remember that. Why is there like a dick suck machine sticking outside of the chest? Is that how they authenticate? Is that my key? Do I just need to insert? Like I need to just R2D2 that shit and it works? Yeah, like none of my use buttons are. Well, I managed to turn on the okay, turn off. Hey, there we are. Now we're on. Now can I enter driving mode? No, we're just broken. Bro, I just want to drive. Let's see. What's one more game that I can try? I can try doing Counter-Strike, which this should be the native version because I have not told it to cs2.sh. There we go. There's no compatibility tool at play here, ladies and gentlemen. I am actually curious how much better this game is going to run on Linux, whether it's better or worse compared to Windows. TF2 seems to run a tiny bit better. Not a whole lot better. I've used the same config on both. All right. So right off the bat, one benefit that you're going to get with running this on Linux is you can actually get a frame rate counter that actually like works. Because Valve blocks MSI Afterburner nowadays, but they don't block Mango Hut. Oh, I have random weapons enabled. Oh, what is wrong with me? Okay. It's good. I'm really good. I haven't played CSGO in so fucking long. Oh my god, I suck ass. Oh, okay. Yep. Well, I guess I'm not completely trash bad, but I am very trash bad. I'm, in fact, probably mostly trash bad. Also not playing with audio right now. It's just kind of coming out of my speakers and they're turned way the fuck down. So, oh yeah, Scout, let's go. Look at my skin, baby. Oh, yeah, look at that. I'm so cool. I deserve that. It's not like I'm completely horribly out of practice. Have the wrong sensitivity set. You know, none of those things. Oh, I didn't deserve that one. That was a body shot if I've ever had one. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get dinked. Ah, oh, I missed my dink. Oh, I'm so bad. Alright, we're going to play one more game. I'm probably going to horrifically regret this. We're going to try a little bit of Dark Souls. I haven't played Dark Souls 3. I've only ever played Dark Souls 1 and 2. I played a little bit of Elden Ring, played a tiny little bit of Demon Souls. Way back in the day, played a tiny little bit of the Demon Souls remake. I'm not a big fan of Souls games, so this is probably not going to be horrifically interesting, and I'm really just opening myself up to a whole lot of abuse. I'm probably going to regret every single second of doing this. I'm really not a fan of the Souls games. I don't find them fun. I don't find them interesting. I don't get the same, like, oh, thank God, I finally beat the, or rather, I don't get the same, oh my God, I beat the boss, I'm such a badass, that like everyone else seems to get from it. I just get really, really, really annoyed when I beat the boss. It's a fucking finally I get to move on with my life. Notification. So like I don't enjoy it. I'm gonna play it just a little bit, just because I know it's a very popular franchise, and I'm gonna show off that yeah, it works fine. Poo poo balls. There we go. I'm very mature for my age. Blah, I'll be a warrior, sure, why not? Is this like the other games where I can just like, yeah, it seems like it. We'll just do a life ring, because I don't really care. Give me, I need thick boy. I need real thick boy hours, there we go. Make me old, there we go. Oh yeah, look at those saggy tits. Oh, this is great. I'm breezing through this because, again, I don't really care, and I'm probably not going to play it much beyond this. If I do actually care, I'll create a new character. If I end up caring is probably the more appropriate phrase. Okay, so... You're running at actually a little bit higher than 60%. Maybe I should have loaded Dark Souls 2. Whoop, hello. That's the one I have experience with. What's the lock on? I have forgotten how to play this. Okay. Right, so that's... Is it clicking on the stick? Is that what it is? Is that where I fucked up? Yeah, I was clicking on the stick. Okay. Nope, that's Estus. That's not what I wanted to do. Whoops. Been playing other games too much. I don't think there's a way to cap frame rate in Doom unless you can do it via the console, but then I would need a console unlocker. Oh boy, here's a boss fight. This is a boss fight if I ever smelled one. I really should have like sat at the bonfire instead of just unlocking it. Oh, that's bad. Okay, that's death. Nope. Oh, this guy's kind of weak. Oh, am I actually supposed to beat this guy? Is this not like an insurmountable foe? Yeah, that's what it seems like. Oh, that's boring. Oh, I'm out of stamina. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Oh, this guy does not have a lot of stamina. Okay. I'm doing a lot better than I thought I would be, if I'm being frank with y'all. Okay, 2 hits, run away. Yep, we're good. Yep, we're good. Oh, this guy's easy. Psh, come on. I was expecting a hard challenge. I was really expecting him to bitch slap me right there. Come on, do it. Oh, he got me. Oh no, this is bad. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's real bad. Oh, that's very bad. Oh, that's a lot of bad. Okay, we're fine. Hang on, I'm thirsty. Let me just get some Sunny D here real quick. Okay, we're fine. Oh, that's... Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't realize I was playing Resident Evil. Okay, this is fine. Except that I accidentally hit my Estus while trying to attack because I forgot what game I'm playing. I don't know why I'm thinking I'm playing Zelda. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Ah! Yeah, there we go. Okay. His range really isn't as much as you might think it is. Either that or I'm a lot better at Souls games than I remember being. Ow, as I do that. So that's definitely not the case. Roll, 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 roll. You fat fuck. That's it. Oh, no, it's not it. Nope, this is it. Yep, that's it. I did. Okay. Alright, you're not gonna lie, that was actually kind of fun. Alright, we're back. Yeah, I did a little oopsie. I did a little ooh woo fucky wucky. I wasn't paying attention to the recording, and apparently my drive filled up. Which I kind of knew might happen, but I didn't realize how many other games I had installed that I wasn't expecting to install. And on top of that, I didn't realize that I had bumped the quality just a little too high on the recording. So, recording looks fucking fantastic, but also I went for like 2.5 hours. So it filled up while I was fighting the guy. Fortunately, the footage cut off right as I walked in, and the video file is intact because I was using fragmented. So everything's good. But, my save is not corrupt for some reason, so that's fun. Not like we lost a whole lot of anything, but I want to beat this guy now, so we're gonna play this over again, and I guess I'll take it a little bit seriously, and I'll like pick a character that I actually want to play. We're a source mode gamer only, so we're a source mode gamer. Interesting. I think I'm gonna go with a knight. Again, I don't expect to play this. Yeah. I don't expect to play this game for very long, so just wait. Can I have like I want like a pack of Ernie Ball like skinny top, heavy bottoms. I can kind of do that. But hang on, I gotta make my pants thick. Maybe I can just make other things small in comparison. Oh yeah, there we go. Skinny top, heavy bottom. Here we go, baby. Oh, if I go too thin on the abdomen, it reduces my thick leg. Okay, well that's upsetting. Eventually, I think what I'd like to do is have like dedicated channels for everything. So like there'll be the gaming channel, there'll be the Linux channel, there will be like a music channel for when I start making music. There's like the live streams. Like I want to break all this stuff out. It doesn't really make sense for me to do that right now, with how small the channel is. Because like just get one channel that's big and starts to get traffic, and then I can not abuse, but I can take advantage of the YouTube algorithm pushing that kind of similar content and stuff to then introduce other people who are interested in the gaming stuff to the gaming stuff, and then I can do multiple things without them getting stomped on by each other and blah blah blah. I'm out of stamina. Okay. Regen. Okay, we're good. Alright, we're good. We're fine. Oh my god. Regen, please. Okay. Oh man, this guy does not have a lot of stamina. None of my guys have a lot of stamina. It's almost like we're level 1, and this is the first boss fight. Nope. Okay, we're good. I sure rolled into him instead of away from him. Like that. Okay. Oh, I rolled way too early. Yep, I rolled way too early on that one. I deserve that. I do like... Fuck my butthole. I do like producing the gaming content. Eat a dick. Didn't heal that entire time. First try. Suck my gonads. I'm a gamer. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, that was... Okay. That was interesting. Okay. So I started taking the game seriously and magically I'll win. Imagine that. Who would have saw that one coming? Alright, so I have one more game I'm going to play. This one is Resident Evil 4. I'm picking this one because it's a pretty modern game. And I am trying to show off the performance that I get on Linux so that people are a little bit more comfortable with making the decision. And also just showing that newer games do indeed work. If I wanted to... I really wanted to have like a multiplayer game that has anti-cheat. So like Helldivers 2, for example, I really wanted to have that loaded on here. But then Capcom had a sale on a whole bunch of games. So I bought Monster Hunter instead. Don't hate me. Oh, it's $40. Oh, well, the first one is only 20. I don't know why do I have that game ignored? Oh, I should probably switch it over to game capture, shouldn't I? I do want to point out though that like as far as like recording in OBS, it's actually easier to record in OBS on Linux than it is on Windows. And like you typically get better results in terms of like screen capturing and game capture modes and everything. It's kind of nice. Yes. And just like that, that fixes VSync. Okay, so there's got to be something weird with Doom Eternal specifically that's giving me the frame rate issues. I do have it running at 120 here. I can very easily cap it down to 60. Doesn't seem to affect the mouse. But do you see what I'm talking about? Like how the GPU utilization, like it seems like it's false reporting like way higher than it's supposed to. Because like there's no way that I'm only getting an extra 3 to 4% utilization at 120. Well, I guess if it's because this is the main menu, maybe it's not rendering things correctly.
Sarah.
Yeah, okay, whatever. I don't care. It's a story. Okay. Mouse is doing the cool thing where it's not working in game again. So let me alt tab and then. Well, the mouse click works, but mouse look does not. So that's a problem. Controls. Oh, is it because I have the controller plugged in at all? That would be really lame if that's what it is. I wouldn't be surprised because Linux's controller support, it's getting better, but it's not great. It's still not first class citizen kind of level. So let's see. Aha! That is indeed what it was. Whoa, that is some high sensitivity. So we're just gonna. So we're running pretty solid. You know, 60 FPS, hovering around 70% GPU. Although, again, I'm really not sure how much I trust that that's accurate. That guy is there on the last chapter, not in this chapter. Oh, I hear doggy. Ah, damn it, Leon! Leon in this pinstripe gangster outfit has no right to be as funny as it is. I have no idea what that's about. Wasn't quite perfect. Oh, but it's definitely. Oh! I was gonna say it's playable. Oh, there goes my knife.
Damn it.
Yeah, you got that right, Leon. Leon, dude, you suck. Leon in this pinstripe outfit is just so fucking funny to me. Because, like, it's way too nice looking for what he does in this game. Jumping off buildings and such. Oh, I need, ah! Oh. Well, that's some more beeping I hear. Okay. No, we're good. No, thank you. I'm good. I gave it the office. It's fine. Oh, dude, I am so bad. I haven't played this game in so long. Boy, I think another playthrough is needed at this point. So yeah, that's basically it for all the gaming stuff. I just wanted to just kind of give a really high level overview of what's going on as far as the games are concerned. Once the games actually work, they work really fucking well on this, and it's wonderful, and it's a lot of fun. When things don't work, it fucking falls apart, and it's really sad. All right, well, there's like a last like few little caveat things that I want to point out. I had pointed out some of the stuff in the beginning about the transparencies and all that, and like the menu bugs and all that stuff being weird. Now I just want to talk about like the potential foot guns that you might run into if you decide to install Garuda for yourself. The big thing that I would like to point out is just how long the install took. I know I talked about it earlier, so I'm not going to go into detail on it now, but the install took fucking forever, and there's a lot of extra crap that it comes with that I don't think most people really want to use on a daily basis. So I would definitely recommend after everything's installed to, we're going to minimize Steam here real quick, take a look at the Garuda welcome launcher here is what they call it. Just kind of poke through, check all the settings and stuff, because there are some things here that you might want to change. Garuda Assistant will help you. It's a nice little GUI for just doing system updates and removing extra stuff, just so that way you don't have to touch the config file manually and do it yourself. This is a nice addition for new Linux users. I probably won't use this for most of anything. I do like that it's got the reset configs button here. That's kind of handy. I don't like how limited it is. I wish this is something that you could like extend, like maybe there's like some kind of weird API or something that you could present your application as, hey, this is something that I want to edit. Or if you could manually tell Garuda, hey, this is where a dot file is that I want you to monitor for refreshing. That'd be kind of cool. Not the end of the world. So there is a assistant here for backups and such. I'm not going to deal with that right now because that is a little advanced of a topic. Not really the vibe I'm going for in this video. The system components menu here is actually kind of nice because you can just check things and hit apply and they just kind of start working, which is really, really, really nice for beginner users. Like if I want to enable Samba, I just hit blah and hit apply. You can also switch, like, do you want to use Pulse Audio? Do you want to use Pipewire? Do you want to enable virtualization frameworks? Like all these like core level system things that as a user, you may not necessarily want to go in and futz with. You can do that here very easily. And it avoids you having to dive into the terminal to do a lot of things. So as far as a first-time Linux experience, I think this is great. There are some weird foot guns in here, though, as I mentioned earlier. So like you'll notice here that my default shell is set to ZSH. So that kind of works. I'm not actually sure what that does, if I'm being frank, because when you first open console, console is actually hard-coded. If I go to edit current profile, so you see this command right here that it loads, console is actually hard-coded to load fish by default, which is an alternative shell. I'll switch over to that real quick just to show you what it's like. It's got some different features that some users, especially out of the box, you might prefer. That's not the right icon. You might prefer it. It's kind of nice. It's visually nice looking. I do like a lot of the things that it does do. But I kind of prefer my ZSH and CSH, so I was trying to change that, and I changed it like 5 times in the drop down here, and it just would never apply. Then I was customizing my profile, found out, oh, okay, it's because it's forcing it to load fish by default, so you have to come in here and give it a different command. If you want it to load bash, you just change it to bin bash, or wherever your bash is installed. And you can also set initial directories if you want to. I don't care about any of that stuff, but that's the big one. Just make sure that you change your startup command here. System specs, this is also very useful for when you're doing forum posts, because you can just come here and you just copy, and there's so much information about your system that is insanely useful for troubleshooting if you're trying to give information to other people to help you. So some examples that kind of come to mind, it's like flags here. So SSE3, AVX, AVX2, is that what AMD calls AVX 512? I'm not 100% sure. I expected to see 512, that's why I trailed off there. But you can also see things like display WLAN server. So we're using XORG with XWLAN, blah, blah, blah. Driver, X-loaded AMG GPU, unloaded, mode setting, Radeon. And like you can see, you can really dial down and you can help troubleshoot someone's system if you're having bizarre issues. This gives you a lot of nitty-gritty stuff. That's really cool. There's even a button here that says copy for forum. And when you do that, paste. Yes. So like it formats it in a very particular way. So it does the spacing nice and neat and pretty, and it gives you line breaks in between, so that way it will automatically format it as a comment in forum posts. Little things like that are insanely useful for brand new Linuxers who like don't really understand a lot of the questions that you're going to ask them, and you're like, I don't know, whatever. Here's my post. So I really, really, really do like Garuda, and it's going to be my default for a little bit now, especially now that KDE 6 is out. And as these weird random issues that I've run into that I've shown off in this video change and get improved, this is going to become an extremely rock solid platform for the future for gaming on Linux. And I'm excited about that because that's going to introduce a whole new generation of people to Linux, just with how accessible the gaming is here. Obviously, your standard caveats apply. This is a rolling release distro. If you don't know what that is, maybe don't install that as your daily driver. I guess I should probably explain what a rolling release is. Rolling release means that there is no like specific build number that you're installing every time. When you install it and you do a system update, you have all of the current package versions as they exist today on the repository. So if I was to install Garuda now and you installed it in 6 months, if I do a Pacman SYU update, which is a system-wide update, basically updates all packages, theoretically, after my update is complete, even though 6 months have passed, you and I will have the exact same system at the end of it, because there is no specific. I'm not installing Garuda Linux version 14.5. I'm just installing Garuda Linux as it exists on this current day and time. So that's got some advantages and disadvantages. I've definitely been bit by it. That's the main reason why I left Manjaro back in the day, was because of it being a rolling release. And then we started to enter that period of massive rewrites, and I was getting really annoyed trying to use my computer, so I went back to Windows for a few years. But now it seems like if I want to actually daily drive Linux, we're back to where we're able to do that again, and that's fantastic. I actually installed Asahi again. I upgraded to the Fedora remix on my MacBook, and I'm playing around with that, and that's also way more stable than I remember Linux being a year ago or so, or even 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, even at this point. So it's really nice seeing everything come back together. I just I can still see where all the rough edges are, and you're gonna start losing people with some of these bugs. But man, when it works, when Garuda works and it hits hard and it hits good, and it's a lot of fun to use. And I don't. I'm just using a computer at this point. I don't really feel that. And then I try to load up Metro 2033 and try to load it through GameScope, and I have to, download Git repositories and change the PKG build to get it installed properly and all that stuff. Once you start getting into the nitty gritty again, the Linux isms start to surface, but that's fine. I can deal with those. And if you can't deal with those, then don't try to do crazy, insane things. Just use Linux like you normally would, and it kind of works for the most part. The only reason I'm having issues with Metro is because I'm trying to do things in a really silly way, because I wanted to play in ultra wide because I thought it looked nicer for the game. Sue me. Ah, boy, I could sit here and I can talk about this for hours, but I think I'm finally at the point where I'm ready to call this video done. There's not a whole lot really that I want to talk about beyond this. I got two funnyisms that I'm going to point out, and then I think that's it. First off is they really, really, really encourage you to use their own custom browser that they ship with the OS. I'm not, because that's really weird. I don't particularly like it. It seems like it's Chromium based, but they've also customized the theming and everything on it. So I don't know what else they're doing with that browser. I need to look into it, because if it's literally just reskimmed Chromium, I guess go wild. But I'm worried that they're going to add all kinds of stuff, like how what's a good example? We'll say Opera GX, how its browser is oh, dude, we're super gamer focused. Press this button and reduce your system usage. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I just want to browse the internet. Unfortunately, in the process of them focusing so hard on their own browser, they seem to have kind of accidentally broken other browsers. So here's Firefox, right? Are you noticing the problem yet? There's no minimize button. You straight up can't minimize Firefox. That's a big problem. So I can't just minimize my browser anymore. I have to completely close it out every time. Is that an issue for some? Yeah, it's an issue for me. Is that an issue for most people? Nah, they're probably going to use the stock included browser. Again, this kind of goes back to my whole point in the beginning on why I was so annoyed with how everything was coming together, which was this is your first experiences, and you're having to jump over all these humps and all these hoops to get people to play with your OS. Whereas this should really be these are all the little things that should be fixed and bulletproof before you start focusing on the gaming side of things. Because yeah, the gaming side of things is doable. You just watched me play a whole bunch of games that you flat out couldn't do a few years ago. If I have to go through a bunch of headaches to play a bunch of games that I could play better on Windows, but I'm willing to take the compromise for complexity and performance hit, or lack of anti-cheat support, or whatever it is, in order to avoid running things on Windows, because I'm willing to take that philosophical debate, I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. And then in the process, I also get an operating system that doesn't work. Most people are going to look at this and go, I'm just getting screwed on every side. I'm not going to do this. So those little details, those are going to be what you really need to nail to get people in the door and using it. And I don't necessarily blame Garuda for a lot of them. A lot of the really stupid decisions that I've pointed out, like the transparency and things, because it's so cool. Definitely that's a problem, and you should really not do that. For the most part, the operating system is really cool. Most of the issues that you run into are just issues with KDE or things that are external to the program. And the issues that do exist with this program, or with this distro rather, the issues that do exist with this distro are very easily fixable, whether that's from the developer's point of view or the user's point of view. They are fixable, and I can appreciate that. I can vibe with that. I just feel like it's kind of a missed opportunity where if you want to really solidify, like, no, this is the Linux distro to use, like, you're so close. Just go the extra mile and, you know, maybe turn down the Arch Linux. I use Arch, by the way, isms. And you might get some more people using it. I don't know. I'm done yelling at clouds. It's like 5:30. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go make some fried rice. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the video. There will be some Discord exclusive videos of me playing the games that I featured in this video, like the full recordings of them. So if that's something you're interested in, cool. There's a link to the Discord down below. You can also use the Discord just to chat with me and talk about Linux and talk about technology or video games or what you ate for lunch, whatever. I don't really care as long as it's not, you know, like horrifically offensive or like politically themed. I don't do politics. Everything else is probably on the table. Yeah, I'm gonna leave now because I'm really hungry. Thanks y'all for watching, and I look forward to seeing what Garuda does in the future, as well as what these new distros that are based on Linux 6 and Plasma 6 can bring to the table. Because man, there's a lot of under the hood changes, and it's an exciting time to be a Linux user.